Hey everybody, Tommy here. I'm at ConstantCon here in Tucson, Arizona. Interviewing one of the most interesting people I've ever met. And by interesting, I mean, where's your straitjacket? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Frank Powers. Frank Powers, say hi to the people.
Hi, the people. How's it going?
Look how well dressed this man is. And believe it or not, he's also a creator. Not just comic books, but just amazing artwork in general. He's a guy that I kind of met online, not J-Date, not Farmers Only, Craigslist. And I answered his ad, and quite frankly, we've gotten along swimmingly since. No, but seriously, we met each other through kind of Facebook, kind of. We're both creators here in Tucson, and just by chance, I came down from, he sent this email out saying, hey, let's come down and talk about this thing I'm thinking about called ConstantCon. As I was telling my wife after we left earlier, a little part of me regrets not getting it on the ground floor, but I'm so proud of what you guys did that I can't wait to be a part of it somehow, and that's why I'm here now. So quite frankly, I'm trying to get on those coattails at the end of it.
I'm wearing coattails, it's good. Everybody hang up.
So what is it about comic books that really brought you into it? Like, where did your passion come from?
Oh, just being a kid. It started with the cartoons. You know, with all of us, I think with things like Super Friends, or whether it was when Batman's on Scooby-Doo, it was a big deal. Like, I loved those characters, Batman, Superman, whatever, in those cartoons. And then when you get then later on to the 90s, you know, the cartoons start. Yep, they start coming out again. And in addition to that, that's when Superman died.
Oh,
so the death of Superman is what, in my opinion, to some amount of people, like they used to say pre-crisis and post-crisis, I think Death of Superman was one of those befores and afters.
So it was AS after Superman, then BS before Superman. But yeah, that was actually one of my first comic books too, or my first comic books growing up, because, you know, I was born in '84, so like right around that time frame, because that was what, 92, I was about to say 93, 94, 92, and there was a shop here in Tucson called Dimension X, right there in Oracle and Limberlost. I remember walking in there, and there's a whole wall of the Death of Superman. I'm like, Mom, buy this for me. She's like, no. So I literally saved up money. We went to Zips Video to rent some movies. I walked next door, got my Death of Superman, read it. I'm like, wow, he's dead. I can't believe Superman's gone forever. Yeah. That's when I learned the comic book rule of give it 3 issues.
That's right. That's true. That's true.
And you created a character that I actually just read for the first time today called Pissed Off Panda. I have to say, out of all of, like, the local books that I purchased, that's probably one of the ones that had the most heart I've ever read. Like, that was 100%. I knew I was reading your biography.
Thank you.
And I really loved it. Having been to that zoo, having seen what you were showing in there,
heck yeah.
I was like, I was there. I was engulfed in it. Like, tell me a little bit more about Pissed Off Panda. Like, I know it's where he came from, but tell me where you've taken him.
All right, everything with Pissed Off Panda. So Pissed Off Panda is my cartoon character. He turns 14 this year.
Oh my God, he's a teenager.
That's right, I know, it's hard. It gets so much more angry.
Make sure you knock before you go in this room.
I have a page that says, because I drew him like growing up, this, and it was, I think it was Pissed Off Panda Hates Hairy Situations, and he's holding the book in front of himself as he's going through that. But it's that was from Pissed Off Panda's Book of Hate, which is 52 pages of rages of all the things that Pissed Off Panda hates from like the first 10 years of Pissed Off Panda. So that's kind of a follow-up book that was like a kind of manga-sized digest. But the first issue was the origin story, and it was weird because it was a true story. I was in love with a girl, and I wound up traveling across the country. One day, I woke up and I'm like, I'm going to go there.
And just meeting him briefly, like a couple months back, as soon as I read that, I was like, he totally did that.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I woke up
You're a man of passion and gusto. I love it. You're Captain Kirk, but not weirdly talking to people that aren't listening.
Well, I tried. I took a class. But, like, that's the thing. So, and that's always my thing about everything is to follow your passion, follow your heart, and sometimes take a dare, you know, do these sorts of things. So, I was talking to her the night before on the phone, and we talked for hours. I think it was like 8 hours.
Damn.
I know. And it was like, it never gets easier saying goodbye to you. And it's like, just say I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, right, see you tomorrow. I'm a man of my word. All right. So I'm sitting there, and I drive to Jones Beach. I'm writing. Okay. I'm from New York, if you can't tell, Long Island. Woo woo woo.
Yeah,
so
I heard you when you were doing the voice earlier. I was like, when did you turn to a Long Island housewife?
That's right. That's right. I'm you're the Long Island medium. I'm the Long Island extra medium. So I go to the beach, and I'm sitting there, and I'm writing furiously. And I don't write like that. We draw, right? Yeah. And I end up where I'm writing this, why don't this, why not that? I should just go there. I should just go. And a plane flies overhead, and I'm just like,
you're a man of signs.
Yeah, let's go. And I booked it, and I got to the airport in record time, and did all this, flew across the country, did that whole thing, wound up coming here. They lived in Arizona. And again, we were best friends. So we wound up hanging out, having fun. Of course, it's not going to be the romantic thing you want it to be. They live there now, I'm still there. But we solidified our friendship for over half a decade beyond that. So what happens then also was I lost another best friend was my sister had moved to San Diego. So in San Diego is, of course, what do you do in San Diego? You go to San Diego Zoo. So as I'm there shopping the gift shop, looking for something to appease my parents, who were furious at what I did, but then, of course, accepted.
Why? You leave Long Island?
Yeah. What do you think? You didn't tell a word. So I go to the gift shop and I'm looking at all these goofy looking souvenir pandas, and there's one sitting on the shelf, and I don't know whether he was misstitched or whether it was fake, but I go look at him, he looks pissed off. It's Pissed Off Panda. So that doll, that doll became like kind of a thing. Now it's not like Calvin Hobbes. The story isn't about like he's a doll or anything like that. This was just the inspiration for the character, because what happens is I go back to school. I went to school at School of Visual Arts in New York City, and we passed our sketchbooks around, whether it was on the floor in the dorms, whether it was in the classrooms. And everyone stopped on this one page in a full sketchbook toward the back that said, "Pissed Off Panda hates dancing hippos." And it was this dumb hippo, who's really the joke of the thing. Pissed Off Panda just like staring at him, like hating it. What else does he? Does he hate this? Well, yeah. Does he hate that? Yeah. And I did them all in one book, and it became like kind of a game that everyone played. They would send me messages or do whatever, like, he should hate this, he should hate that, and I would draw them. And that was Pissed Off Panda's original book.
You know, there is a presidential election going on right now.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things to hate about that. It's true. But that's what started it, was I was like, well, I must have something here. And I had been looking for kind of my muse. I needed my vehicle. And I was lost. I didn't have that. And I knew I was never going to grow up to draw a Spider-Man. I did not plan on that. That's like making it to the NBA, okay? There's how many people get to do that professionally a year? So that was never my goal. Huh?
I still got a couple years.
Yeah, you got still got it. Hey, I'm not saying nothing could ever happen, because now with the way things have gone, I'll wind up drawing super cute or Kitty or Kawhi. I love the way that stuff does.
Okay,
Scotty Young is the best.
Oh my God, I love it. Let's talk basketball. Let's do this.
Not Scottie Pippen, Scotty Young.
I know who Scotty Young is.
I was just saying. Let's swish on that. The whole
Rodman guy.
Savage.
I love Detroit. Lions, Pistons, and Tigers all night.
I know, and this always happens, because you know what else you like? What else do you like? Boston.
Oh, I do actually like the Red Sox.
You savage. I don't even know why I'm sitting here talking to you.
See, I like Boston for one specific reason. I grew up in a house of people that love the Yankees.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm the rebel child.
That's the way to be. That's the way to be.
I'm the run to the family, and I don't like the Yankees. My mom also liked the Lakers growing up. I didn't get it.
I was a big Raiders fan because it's popular. But now we're off the subject.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So, as you know, we're doing this for IndieGoGo.
Yes.
Right now, our project's going. So, if you haven't supported the Raven yet, please do it.
Ding.
But I know you've done some, tried to do some crowdsourcing in the past. I don't mean to touch on a sore subject, but I know your Kickstarter didn't go through. I'm proud to say I was a backer.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it didn't go through.
Well, one of them didn't. One of them did.
Oh, really? See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did a pre-Kickstarter. That did work. I raised the stickers. All of a sudden, people from high school were sharing the thing, all this stuff, and it worked. I got my stickers made. But then I did go for broke, and I really prepared this whole big Pissed Off Panda thing that shows every single thing, lots of prizes, lots of incentives, all this stuff. And I did all that, and yeah, it didn't pass because I was asking for a lot. I was asking for $8,000, and I got like $2,000 and change. I'm like, well, that's pretty rad though.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel bad, because the reason we're talking now is because I did that.
Yeah.
That is
100%.
Yep. It's almost the year anniversary of that, and that was when I really made a choice. It was around May of last year, like going into then. So this was the time I was preparing everything, and then going into May is when I'm launching things. But that's when I am. I'm walking around at the Comic Cons. I'm walking around at the Attack Toy Convention, and I did the podcast on wheels. My podcast, After Hours with Frank Powers, go check it out on iTunes, is like one of my favorite things that I do, right? And I haven't done many of them, but I loved it. And so what I did was I walked around, and I wound up interviewing 17 people at that event. And one of them was Hector, and one of them was Jen, and one of them was you. I might have been in one of them. I'm not sure if you were at Attack, but I know
we got time though.
Yeah, I know, right? But I know that when we go to Constant, going on further to a year from now with Constant Con, one of the reasons that we did meet during that art night was because I looked into every single local podcaster, the TNT podcast, hell yeah. So I looked into that, Paper Robots, We Are Nerds, my podcast, and wanted to make a dedicated space for podcasts.
Which I absolutely love. I can't wait till we can come in with TNT at some time to get in there.
Yeah, and that was some of it. It was always just about like I did an entire episode of After Hours that is about it's F for Failure, and it is not sad at all. It's hilarious because I own it. And I know why it didn't work. I didn't ask for too much. I don't have the biggest fan base yet, but we're still building, we're still growing. All that sort of thing. You kind of need a reliable fan base, I feel, to start with some of the crowdsourcing, okay? Especially when you're doing it. I did a Kickstarter. This is an IndieGoGo, okay? Kickstarter means I didn't get any of that $2,000-something. If you give to this IndieGoGo, he's going to get every penny. So no matter what happens, there will be some success that comes out of it.
And I can't wait for it too. I mean, the whole point of this project is not because, we need the money desperately to do it. Don't get me wrong, it's going to help. But the fact of the matter is, we want to see if people really are interested in the story that we have to tell.
Yeah.
So this is also our way of, we're here in Tucson, Arizona. Bob in Idaho is not going to swing by Constant Con tomorrow and see the Raven on the shelf.
Right.
This is our opportunity to provide it to those not in Tucson.
Right.
I've done 2 successful Kickstarter campaigns in the past for my other book, Brief History and Time, and both of them, I actually felt bad as I turned away so many people overseas because just the shipping cost for it would offset the whole reason for doing it.
Yeah.
Now that I know how to do digital formats, I'm offering digital formats. So if you're in Canada, in Saskatchewan, and I don't know, what's a weird country?
Guam.
California. So if you really want this digital copy, I'm willing to give that to you at this point. But we want to know who wants our book, and we want to reach the bigger markets. We talked about TNT Podcast earlier. I'm very proud to say we've been downloaded on every continent on the planet except Africa, which leads me to my next social media campaign, which will be my charity called iPods for Africa. So we don't need water. We're just going to get you iPods preloaded with TNT Podcast. And actually, I'm very proud to say we just celebrated our 6,000th download.
Wow.
And I think we're about 56 episodes in, so I mean,
Well done. And remember, there's the thing about those things, because sometimes people always act like this. Oh, what is that? What's episode 40 of that? Is that old news? No, it's not.
Oh, no.
Okay, these
Our
things are
most
timeless.
downloaded episode is one called Michael Fassbender Fan Club, where we saw the movie Shame, and I was just enthralled about the size of his... So we invited 3 of our female friends over. I'm like, do you expect that every time? Because we can't deliver. Like, that man is Magneto. Like, I'm attracted to him at this point. Thor and Magneto just fight for me all day.
Oh, my goodness.
I love my wife. I told her, if she means Thor and doesn't give him a kiss, I will consider that cheating.
That's so funny.
Anyway, I really want to thank you for taking time to talk to me today, and I got one last question. I'll stop taking all your time away. Let you get back to your boss, Mr. Mangold. He's looking at us
Mr. Mangold, I know. I'm sorry, sir. I'll get back to work.
If you're here in Tucson, swing by Constant Con here in downtown Tucson and meet Mr. Mangold. He's kind of a, what's the word, evil.
Yeah. He's a hell of a boss, but he keeps me on the right track. Let's say that.
My final question comes in 2 parts. One, who are some of your influences growing up in the comic book world? Then afterwards, that's what we asked in our IndieGoGo video is, who was your first superhero? Because my first superhero, I didn't put myself in the video, was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
And one of the proudest moments of my life is when I got to sit down and talk with Kevin Eastman for a while, and he walked away with 2 of my books.
Wow.
And I said, hey, I have 2 of my books, you're a big influence, and he asked where he could buy them, and I said, I will give them to you. You gave me countless years of free media through watching the show, but whatever.
Yeah.
So I gave them to those, and I couldn't have been happier.
Heck yeah.
So who were some of your influences, and who was your first superhero?
I would say my influences were really, when it all started with comics, it started with comic strips.
Ooh.
Jim Davis is like my biggest hero when it comes to a lot of this stuff. Even Pissed Off Panda, he's very much Garfield. Yeah. That's a lot of it. It's a lot of it. He's a jerk. That's the point. Everyone kind of likes that guy.
Except lasagna even makes him angrier for some reason.
Of course.
Get it?
Yeah, he's a little edgier than obviously Garfield gets to be.
I dislike lasagna.
I dislike lasagna. I strongly disagree with it. No, that's funny. I should make him lactose intolerant. It strongly disagrees with him. But yeah, so Jim Davis, and probably honestly more than anything else, Looney Tunes.
Okay.
Looney Tunes, because if you look at the way that I am, it's more cartooning than it is anything else. So I tell obviously storytelling with just as a comic, sequential art, but it's very cartoony. That's a lot of where I'm very 2D. So it's it is very much Garfield on that plane in those 2 dimensions.
And your cartoon styling in the book that I bought, Pissed Off Panda #1, absolutely love. That's actually what I see when I look at comics a lot of the part. There's a story that I'm currently working on, so this will be a preview, folks, called The Absurdly Normal Life of Lawrence Hadley, about a guy who falls down a hole and winds up in a world that's completely populated by mythological characters, but it's everyday life.
Really?
So, when I saw that, I love the flat colors, I love the strong lines, I love those Looney Tune-esque cartoon styles.
Yeah.
And for me, that's how I see that book being made eventually. So when I saw your book, I was like, oh man, that's a style I like. So
Thank you.
Good job. Frankenstein, I like it.
Frankenstein and profiling. Woo! So that's the thing about it is that that was really my first influence. Now when it came to my first superhero, it probably was again more the cartoons, whether it was Super Friends or things like that. I was one of the biggest Ninja Turtles fans. Before that though was Thundercats. All day, that's right. But if I could say anything, because it probably wasn't my first, but so I'd probably say it's probably Batman, and then obviously like I said, Death of Superman was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Superman is my favorite. I believe in Superman, and but
He's
my
the Eternal Boy Scout for a reason. I mean, I was wearing my hat backwards to avoid any letters, but same reason I love Captain America so much.
Yeah.
He did things because they were the correct thing to do, which is big influence for the Raven when I was writing that.
Yeah.
He has no powers. He has no, his parents weren't killed or anything. he just got tired of seeing bad guys win and good guys lose.
Yeah.
And he knew he could do something.
Heck yeah.
Same thing that way I see Superman. I defend him too. Like, oh, he's a Boy Scout. Yeah. And if you're lost in the woods, you want a Boy Scout with
Yeah.
you.
Well,
That's how I look at Captain America.
And I always look at it like this, because some people, they criticize Superman for exactly that. Oh, he's this and he's got everything, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you know what? Like, I know Batman's cool, and that's why a lot of people like him. But my whole thing about it is that I really appreciate my heroes. Like I do. I try to live up to them, even whether it is Jim Davis or Lewis Carroll or Jim Henson. Like these people that you call your heroes, you should be trying to live up to that. Don't say someone's your hero and then you're a total drug addict or a failure or a drunk, whatever. I mean, unless that's what your hero did, whatever. But
I really love Requiem for a Dream.
yeah, so let's go for it. But like that's the thing, and I just go like this when people are a little antsy, and I'm like, well, what the f*** is wrong with that? What's wrong with someone that is just good? You know, because guess what?
We don't run on a daily basis.
Yeah.
People think like, oh, everyone has an agenda.
Everyone's a cynic and all that stuff. You
Let me
know.
put it this way: I showed up here. Frank was great enough to put some of our books on the shelf, and I was the guy who said no originally when he pitched this idea to me. I wanted to say like no. I said,
People are really nervous.
but the fact is, sometimes people are just good for the sake of being good. Some people, I love the fact you're so positive. I love the fact that I said, hey, do you mind if I interview you? Where do you want to set up?
Yeah.
You don't get that
That's
a lot.
my favorite thing to do.
It's just talk, like, hey, that's why we get along.
Heck yeah, I love it.
All right, guys. Well, this has been great. Thank you so much. Go ahead and hit him with some of your handles, man.
Come on to Constant Con. There it is, the Cartooning and Comic Art Gallery. It's at 117 North 6th Avenue if you're ever in downtown Tucson. And also, go check out that podcast I was talking about, After Hours of Frank Powers. Check out the Constant Con cast as well, also on that iTunes. And if you just Google Frankenstylen, tell Google, no, you did not mean Frankenstein, and you'll find me, Frank Powers and Frankenstein, everything Pissed Off Panda, pissedoffpanda.com, and just all that sort of thing. Like, that's basically it. I'm pretty easy to spot. I'm not sure if you can tell.
He wore this here.
All the time.
Thank you, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to have some more videos coming up soon. Until then, keep sharing the IndieGoGo page, keep donating, keep telling all your friends, and please help us out. Thank you so much.
Let me even stop you right there, because you hit on something that I'm very passionate about. Share this. The like button doesn't mean a thing. You share this, that's how you will help. You don't even have to reach into your pocket. The reason Constant Con has been successful is because I ask everyone, can you just hit that share button? I'll give away things for free. I'm like, you know what this costs you? Go hit the share button. Because the share button has some value, and in the local community, and with things like this, crowdsourcing and all that stuff, don't just quietly sit there and say, hey, you posted a thing, you're doing this thing, I think it's great, 81 people liked it. Do you know what that means? Nothing. If 81 people shared it, do you know what that means? Success for this man. Go share it right now, and I'm not going to ask you, please, I'm telling you to do it. Get to it!
You know what? And I'm going to share one last thing with that. Hitting the like button, I agree with you. This one do a whole lot. I've seen some ugly babies out there that people like that picture. And let's be honest, some babies look like Sam Cassell. So you guys have a great night, and we will talk to you soon.
He's like a cockroach.